What's happening, guys, and welcome to episode 40 of the Galactic Explorers Podcast. My name is Ash, and today it is a threesome. We have a glorious galactic threesome going on right now. As always, I am joined by Jeff. How are you doing, sir?
I'm not bad. How are you?
I am very well, thank you very much. And returning for his second episode, it is Kings. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I obviously didn't do so badly that you won't invite me back. So that's nice.
Definitely not. There has been much worse, believe me. Yes, we are back. After a kind of it's been a hectic weekend for No Man's Sky, but it's been fairly busy.
Yes, we've had the London thing, haven't we?
Yes, and I also managed to catch the live in-game event that occurred as well. When was that? That was the 6th, I believe, Friday night.
Yeah, that would have been.
So yeah, it's been quite a. I've actually managed to catch something when it was actually occurring, not a day later when everything's already happened. So yay. So let's go over that first. I think, did any of you catch the in-game events? What happened?
No,
I completely missed it.
Right. So for once, it's actually me who's going to be talking about it, not Jeff or anyone else.
Yeah, tell us what happened.
So I basically saw a tweet on Twitter, obviously, not anywhere else, that Cobra was live streaming and there was an in-game event going to be occurring. So I tuned in, and long and behold, there's Cobra in-game with about 500 million thousand other players. Just obviously orbs just floating around everywhere. And there's... I mean, have you been up on what actually happened?
No, tell me.
No. Right. So, and this is going off my memory really. I'm pretty sure something updated on the Myriad status, and it led to a one of the portal addresses. And something about someone called Simon, which turned out to be Alex's brother, one of the dudes trapped in the simulation. And you started texting Simon on the app, or at least Cobra started texting Simon on the app. And it's one of those story things, but it was a live story, so it seemed like someone was actually replying back at the same time. Whereas a lot of these other messages on the text messages have been quite. I don't think there's been like a live interaction thing, has it, Jeff? They've all seemed quite linear story based.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like actual live talking back and forth. I think it's all just scripted.
Right.
From what I've seen so far.
Right. Well, the one that because it was only Cobra who was talking to this person. Over this thing, like Cobra was just typing in himself into the phone thing, like the phone app, and he was getting like responses to what he's actually saying. Like he told them, like he was told them that there was like 500 or 600 people watching. And they went, well, 500, that's a lot of people, that's more than I have, kind of thing.
Did you see his video from about, like, either this early this morning or late last night?
I didn't know. I haven't actually managed to catch up today.
Yeah, I've watched that.
Yeah, he was talking about how, I guess, during that whole sequence, like, someone said, like, hello, Natalie. And Natalie is, like, his, like, head moderator for his chat for his live streams.
Yeah, that was on the Myriad status. That was on the actual thing that updated. It just said when you typed in, I think you typed in Nukes 16, it came up just saying hi Natalie.
So like my whole thing is, who is Natalie?
Yeah, exactly.
She's been doing it for a while now, and I don't know how she got put in that position.
Right.
And I don't think Cobra knows her personally. So, like, I'm starting to wonder now, like, who is this Natalie person that moderates his chats?
It might be another... Well, yeah, this Natalie might be... she might have something to do with it. The only other thing I can think of is if she's a similar character to what Simon is. Simon is Alex's brother. Who's one of the people who's trapped in the thing. So maybe she's just one of these side characters or something. I doubt it'll be with a name being actually used on the status command.
That's crazy, because if that's the case, I mean, she's been doing his chat moderation for a very long time. Yeah. So I mean,
which also makes me think this whole thing where he was the only one who was talking to Simon sound like it's been scripted for him as well.
I you know what, man, I wouldn't be surprised. I think I mentioned to you a long time ago, like, exactly, like, how much, like, Cobra, like, might not be telling us everything that he knows. Like, he might be part of this whole thing, like, deeper than what we think he really is.
Speculation, guys. Speculations.
Tinfoil hats.
Yes. But yes, also...
Come on, Cobra. Come clean, Cobra.
Also in this event, so we got these portal codes, and you went to them, because so basically before we started talking to Simon, we had to try and find him, and I think we got sent to about 5 or 6, maybe even 7 different planets. We didn't see anything on screen apart from just messages when we got to the planets, and then it just out of the blue, after about the 6th or the 7th planet, someone said, "Oh, we found Simon," and then this whole thing with the text messages started. And then element 5, which is on the screen, as you can see now, guys. Obviously, got this Jeff and Kings. Have to find it themselves. Sorry. Yeah, element 5 started unlocking at the end of this text message conversation. My camera light's about to die on me, I think. So element 5 started loading up from literally from 0, and then it went straight up within like an hour, maybe an hour or 2 hours, and we got a audio file. It was like a broken audio file. So basically the audio file reads like this: we will stop her. Surface highly static. AI corrupted. Solar flare causes frequent gas eruptions. Crew completed their work with minimal loss of life. Collected minerals highly valuable. Assisted Korvax with industrial mission. Special salvage crew performed cleanup operation on nanite-infested abandoned buildings. Back compartments. Nanite bulk contained. Harvested of valuable scrap. Found large mineral deposit during planetary survey. Collected significant volume of ore. Third mineral analysis procedure failed to note elevated radioactivity. Contaminated material loose in the hold. Multiple components burned. Returned home to the fleet. Assumed formation of capital ship. The route's in danger. Now, there's a lot of things in there which makes me think there is going to be multiplayer missions.
Yeah, sounds that way.
Yeah,
I was listening to the audio that Cobra was playing on that same exact video, and it sounds like it's going to be like co-op mission systems or something like that.
Things like crew completed their work with minimal loss of life, collected minerals highly valuable, assisted Korvax with industrial mission, special salvage crew performed cleanup operation, and it sounds like to me as well the ships that we got in, was it element 3, element 4? The ship holograms anyway for the new ships.
Yeah, I know the ones.
So comparing this audio to that possible image, it sounds to me like those are going to be multiplayer ships with things saying like, what is it? Contaminated material loose in the hold, stuff like that. So yeah, can't wait for that. What are your guys' thoughts?
Peaceful Gamer X, he speculated that there was multiple landing pads on those new ship hologram. So that just all kind of just makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, on the ship hologram in the middle, it's kind of like these square platforms which look like the landing pads, don't they? Which makes me think that it's weird because obviously that looks if they're going to be on the outside like that, you're obviously going to be able to land on them in space, which makes me think you can be spacewalking to get inside the ship.
I actually never really thought about that. Actually, pretty cool.
So yeah, that's what it kind of sounds like to me, anyway.
I agree. It's Hello Games themselves have said this is going to be a massive update, and it's going to have more than just being able to see each other.
Yeah.
In a multiplayer session. So, if you think about the current structure of solo missions, of going to a place, getting a mission, and going and doing it, it's not going to be that hard to, once you've got a multiplayer sort of a session up and going, to have a mission which is going to require more than one of you to achieve. What I really want, and I don't know whether this is going to happen, is if you think about how No Man's Sky is at the moment, what I really want is some proper kind of sort of story, something which is more than just get a mission, go there, do the thing, and go back again and get your reward. Yeah. I'd love to see, and the lore is great, but it's kind of passive. Do you know what I mean? And I want something that's a little bit more active, a little bit more kind of sort of a space Skyrim, with a proper story. But I know that's not how it's built. Yeah. So I know it's asking a lot. But both of the space games I play, No Man's Sky and Elite Dangerous, they're both missing that kind of story element. Something to drive you from one place to another. I
guess it's kind of hard with the game being so large and obviously...
and procedural. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, agreed. I know it's difficult, but come on, Hello Games, you're wizards. Go and do it.
That's true. So also at the end of this in-game event, we also got announced that there was going to be a live drop in London the following day, which was yesterday.
Yeah, Saturday, I think.
Yes. Yeah. And
how far away was that from where you live?
Like 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm near Birmingham, so
it's an hour or so, hour and a bit on the train from me. But I'll be honest, I didn't know it was happening, and frankly, I wasn't able to go even if I had known it was happening.
Yeah.
But I did watch Lplay's YouTube post event. Video.
Stream. Yeah.
Looked really fun.
Right, so I've got Peaceful Gamer's Twitter up, and he obviously covers all the No Man's Sky things going down. I didn't actually manage to watch it, so I'm obviously catching up from what he said. So Lplay's got to the live drop, and the live drop is an empty Xbox One game box, which is signed by Sean, which reads, "Thank you for playing. We hope you like what's next." On the back is a pixelated image of a player model, a base, a beacon, and some other things. It's just it's very heavily pixelated at the back, whereas the front, I do believe, is just the new cover, isn't it? What's been released for the Xbox.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the Xbox One. Box art.
Yeah.
But the back, obviously, it's printed just for the people doing the live drop.
Yeah.
The back is heavily pixelated. But it looked quite cool. I mean, if I go and watch that Lplay's video, because he streamed it from when they got to the park all the way through. So he's got the video all the way through.
Right.
So they arrived in a park, and then I forget exactly what made them go, but they had another location they had to go to, which was it was kind of like a sort of like an arcade, but it was very old, very different machines. And the one that, when they got in there, eventually they worked out they had to play on a particular machine.
Oh, okay.
And it was like do you know the Japanese pachinko machines where you have a load of ball bearings at the bottom and you've got to flick the lever and they go up and then they fall down vertically and there's a lot of nails that sort of guide them and ping them around.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those. They had to play that a lot until they achieved the got it in the right hole. and then they got given their prize of the Xbox.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it was really good. Watch it. It's only about 20 minutes.
Ah, cool.
It's good.
So yeah, I mean, what actually came out of the whole thing? Was it just the Xbox cover then? I believe.
Yeah, that was it.
Right. Okay. So we got that. So we got a rough. I know some people tried to unpixelate the.
Oh yeah. They ain't gonna do that. Are they?
No, not 100% anyway.
Somebody, I was watching Just Jared just made a video on this just recently, and there's 3 pictures on it. The top one is the new one, but the 2 ones below that are actually old pictures. People figured them out. So out of the 3 pictures, only really one of them is the new one, and that one is the one that's the most important. Because that's like the character on the character model standing in there and everything. But the 2 ones below that are just old ones.
Yeah, the probably already created the back art for the game, haven't they? And they couldn't be bothered just to pixelate the one image. Pixelated the whole back.
Yeah, just. But I think what I would be rather than just the images, I would love to see what the words say below it, because it probably gives like features of what is going on, and I think those are actually pixelated as well.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's probably because they haven't announced them in the ARG yet either.
Yeah,
probably why. So yeah, but along with this ARG thing that's been going on, Sean Murray has been fairly active over the last 2 or 3 days on Twitter as well. He put out this tweet also on the 6th, asking us to gather some of the community's favourite locations in the, you have to say this word, Jeff, Euclid.
There you go.
There we go. Euclid. I hate it. I hate UNC's galaxy. A galaxy seeded by us, but ultimately claimed by you, the players, the traveller, and the interlopers. Soon we'll select some of our favourites and some at random to share. And it gives you a link to be able to send pictures. I'm guessing you'll be able to send the portal codes as well if you want to. But we still don't know what's going to be happening yet with these pictures, whether they're going to release an online album or something. But it definitely smells like they're going to be doing a reset of the galaxy.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a pretty big reset.
Yeah,
I think they have to.
Yeah, probably. I mean, just for the ring planets alone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're wanting to submit anything, there's the link at the top. Just get to it. For you guys to submit anything. So yes.
Yeah, I think the link's in that email that we all got.
Yes, there's also an email. Yes,
beginning of the week, wasn't it?
Yeah. So make sure you go and submit anything if you want to do that. Like I said, we don't know what's going to happen yet. We don't know if it's going to be an online album or something like that or not. So
that'd be really good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So yeah,
a curated sort of snapshot of all of the cool places in the galaxy as it stands today. That'd be great.
It'd be nice to see how. So everyone used to complain like how the planets were like too similar. It'd actually be cool to see how similar they actually are in recent updates, rather than like the first updates or whatnot. So yeah, right. So I want to talk about. So once this next update is out on PS4 and Xbox One, do we think, because we've complained, I know me and Jeff complained anyway, that it's not been a very interactive phase, this particular phase of the ARG. And I was wondering, do you reckon with this recent activity with the in-game events or anything like that, do you reckon we're going to see any more, if they do any more of these ARG update things in the future? Go on, chime in, anyone.
I hope so. I like the sort of the live drop that we've had in the last. I like seeing those. Whether I get involved, I don't know. I think I'm getting a bit old and lazy. So I probably wouldn't go.
But I mean, even still,
I like seeing it.
Being able to watch it,
yeah, exactly.
Still being able to watch it is kind of like participating, because you might not be there, but you can still like leave comments or suggest things and chat.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas, I don't know, these encrypted files that you've got to decrypt and, using some algorithm. I don't know. Life's too short.
I mean, it's cool if you know how to do that stuff, but if you don't, I'm not going to go out and learn how to do that.
Well, you might be interested and you might want to. But I think for many people, it's, if anything, it's just a distraction while we wait for the 24th of July to roll around, isn't it?
Yeah. Jeff?
I mean, the live drops are cool, but I just wish they were in different places besides just major cities.
Okay.
I think there's a good chunk of the community that misses out on that opportunity just because they keep on doing it either in New York City, Boston, like somewhere in Canada, or London and stuff like that. I mean, it's especially in London, it always seems like L Plays is there. So I mean, good for him.
I do believe he lives there, so.
Well, no, I understand it, but I mean, like, I like to see other places. I mean, I'm sure there's people that play in other parts of the world.
I agree, but I think they've got. I think. Do you remember when they did that event where we all had to take the pictures of the churches and send that in? And obviously they kind of got like an area map of where the most concentrated players were. The game, weren't they? I'm guessing they're going off things like that where the most concentrated players are.
I mean, I would like to see somewhere on the West Coast. I mean, just even like California or somewhere along that area. I mean, that's a major city right there.
Oh yeah. I wonder if it's anything to do with time related, because obviously we're only 5 hours apart, so that's not too bad. But obviously, West Coast is 8 hours apart, isn't it?
Right.
Could be that. Or are they tracking the very popular, the YouTubers and the people that are doing the creating the No Man's Sky content? Possibly. And actually targeting areas where they are?
Possibly. I mean, Cobra's.
I don't know where they are.
I
assume
Cobra's your side, isn't it, Jeff?
Cobra's on East Coast. He's like close to me, but not like he's below, like a state or two below me, so he's on East Coast.
I don't know anyone who's West Coast.
You know what? That's actually true. I don't know anybody.
I don't know. It's Peaceful Gamer. He's Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in Canada.
Yeah.
Did they do anything in? Didn't they do something in Montreal? I can't remember.
Yeah, and I think Peaceful Gamer isn't too far away from Montreal, is he?
Not that I know of, no.
Maybe that's the answer.
Maybe it is. There you go then. Probably sounds...
But I mean, I would like to see more things like we did in the last phase, like making the infinity mirrors and making like the dial things and stuff like that. Like, that was fun because I could do that at my house. Like, I didn't have to go to a live drop, or I didn't have to use mathematics or anything like that. Like that infinity mirror thing was so cool. It was like an arts and crafts type of thing. Like, I still have my... I'll even show it. I still have my little Atlas symbol that I drew. I have it taped right to my computer screen. Like, I still have it. Like, I mean, that was so much fun. I took up a nice couple hours on a Saturday afternoon. Like, it was
I remember you doing that. I remember you telling me about doing that.
I mean, it was just a lot of fun. Like, I miss those type of things. Like, I was fortunate enough to get to go to the live drop just because I was pretty close by. I mean, but other than that, I mean, I don't participate in the number things, like figuring out all these hexadecimals and stuff. Like, I don't have time for that, like I don't want to, like, on my day off, like, I don't want to do math, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sit there and look at a freaking numbers and stuff. Like, I just want to have fun, and that's not fun.
No.
I'll just let somebody else do it.
Yeah, sure, but it's not fun for you, but it maybe is fun for some other people, and perhaps that's what they're doing is covering as many sort of bases as they can to.
But include... is it though? Because my only way, because obviously the No Man's Sky player base is small anyway as it is compared to other games. It's small anyway, and then people who follow the ARG is even smaller, and then even within that, then if you're segmented people who can do, like I said, decrypt audio files or use spectrographs.
Yeah, I don't even know how do any of that.
Exactly. That's even a much smaller base of people who can do that. So the kind of doing exactly what they're doing with the player modes. They're adding way too many player modes for the amount of players that they have, kind of thing. So I mean, yeah, it's nice to obviously include everyone. I mean, I'm guessing as well. I'm guessing a lot of people who play the ARG aren't actually interested in No Man's Sky either. I believe probably a lot of them are also who actually enjoy playing ARGs and like doing the whole spectrograph things.
Yeah, I was wondering whether there are people that do the ARG but don't play No Man's Sky.
Yeah. So I mean, it is possible that's happening as well. But I think it's a very much a splitting of the numbers of players anyway. So, but that's just my general opinion on the matter.
But when multiplayer comes around, maybe that'll converge us all into the one mode that everyone wants to play.
It is possible. I reckon that there'll still be a massive
single player component.
Yeah. Well, not even component, just a player base. Just I reckon a lot of people are fine without the multiplayer. That played it for 2 years without multiplayer.
The community is still going to be spread out through different modes. Like that's. I mean, there's people out there that want nothing to do with either multiplayer. Or if multiplayer has PvP, like there's people out there that just adamantly don't want to be a part of that community. So,
and that's fine. That's fine. It's a game. It's big enough for everyone. The game. I mean, I guess that's how you get away with having multiple modes, though, isn't it? Like, if there's a single player mode, there's a single player mode. You don't have to worry about meeting other players in that or anything. So. Okay then. So,
yes. Yeah. It would be really stressful, I think, if you were a solo player who was forced into multiplayer and then was constantly peering over your shoulder, worried that somebody was going to be
exactly
hunting you down.
See, like I know, like some people don't like that. Like I love that. Like I've said constantly since the beginning of this game, like there is zero consequence in this game besides the weather and the Sentinels, and neither one of those ones are even that big.
No, that's
like,
true.
Like I just like that. That's to me, that's fun. Like it keeps you like on your toes. Like I just like things where. I mean, dude, like I can in single player, I can just sit there and like almost fall asleep because I know nothing bad is going to happen as long as like my hazard protection on my suit is good and I'm not on a hazardous planet or there's no sentinels around. Like I can just sit there and play a game on my phone while I'm playing No Man's Sky. Like that's like I love No Man's Sky, but like there's no consequence in this game whatsoever, and I think. Yeah. Just a little bit. I mean, just that threat of having, you never know, like you land on a planet and there could be somebody else there. Like just that having in the back of your mind, like it just adds something to it. I mean, realistically, the odds of actually running into somebody are so small.
Yeah, they're tiny.
I've been playing this game since launch, and only time I've ever run into another player was on Unification Day. Ever. Like I've never come across anybody else. And I just think people are getting like too worked up about it. I mean, there's going to be places where people advertise themselves like, come here and let's fight or whatever like that. Like those places will exist.
Yeah.
And like, and people that want that immersion are going to go there. But I mean, if you're just an average person just traveling through the galaxy, you're never going to stumble upon another player. So like, you still have that like isolationism if you want it. But I mean, there's just going to be places where people gather. I mean, there's going to be places where people gather to fight. There's going to be places where people gather to create a civilization. I mean, it's always going to. I mean, there's always going to be a safe haven for every single player. If they don't want to have that type of thing.
I guess what most people's issue is it's the choice thing, isn't it? It's the choice of like if you want to play, like you said, if you want to play this game, if say there isn't going to be a single player mode and it's all going to be multiplayer, just as a hypothetical. If you're playing it and you don't want to fight anyone, and then it's the fact that you don't get to choose if you get attacked or not. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like I think that's what the main problem is for some people.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I mean, if you want to do that, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I just think people are making such a big deal about it. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it might mean the whole fact that PvP was never like talked about by Sean, at least anyway, before the release game. Obviously, it mentioned multiplayer and that it would come later on after the release of the game.
I mean, no one even knows if there's even PvP, like what it entails. Like, so what if someone kills you? Like, what happens when you die on a planet? Like, all you do is you either go back to your base or you wake up in a space station and you can go and collect your gravestone. You don't really miss anything.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, isn't it? That's not going to happen now, is it? You're going to be able to prey off people. You're going to be able to take their stuff, what you took off them.
I like to see that confirmed. I mean, there's talk of things maybe happening, but I mean...
It will kind of make sense, because what other motivation would you have for attacking someone if you didn't get anything out of it?
I mean, dude, just think, just a hypothetical, I'm just going to throw this out here, I don't want to say anything, but I mean, what happens if a certain civilization hub wanted to have a space war with a violent faction, and you guys could just get together and just settle it out? Like, there's no real loss there.
That's fine. But
you know what I'm saying?
But like, if you're role playing, say as a pirate, what do pirates do? They go after treasure, don't they? They go after looting people. If you are unable to loot stuff off of people once you've like destroyed their ship or anything, then there's no point in role playing that role, is there? Because you're not getting anything out.
But when you attack another ship, though, like, you don't get what the cargo on that ship. You get like those already like these other items. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Yeah. What's that stuff called? I forgot what it's called. But you don't get what's on their
trophy.
On their,
oh yeah, trophium.
Trophium.
Yes. You get that instead of what their cargo is. Right. So I mean, they could still do it like that. If you blow someone's ship up, you can get like a good amount of that trophium or whatever.
Yeah.
And then not what's actually on their cargo. I mean,
if that's the case, I'm completely happy with that. If they do it that way, it's just like I said. Like, I mean, some things, especially when you're making the first of a certain item, like the lubricant. If it's the first time you're making lubricant, it takes a while to collect all the stuff to make it. And if you've got, like, say you've just managed to make one lubricant and then you get attacked and then someone takes that stuff, and it's like...
Yeah, but isn't that the game? But mind you, look at the GTA 5 online mode. In that game, in online, you can kill somebody or destroy their vehicle, and you get no reward for it. In fact, I'm pretty certain if you destroy their vehicle, you get a penalty because you get some sort of fine to fix it.
No, that's 100% correct.
Does that stop certain people going out and actively looking for people to grief?
No.
Because it's the internet, and that's what people want to do.
Yep.
But the difference is, GTA 5 is one city, whereas No Man's Sky is one galaxy.
And it's player base as well, obviously. GTA 5 is top player base for every single probably game, nearly, each week, each month. There's millions of people play that, whereas
those that aren't playing Fortnite.
Yeah, at most, it's probably going to be, I would say, currently, there's probably maybe about a 500,000 player base of No Man's Sky. Currently, worldwide. And then
sorry, how many?
I reckon it's probably around a 500,000 player base, like current player base.
I think that's way over. I don't even think it's that much. I mean, dude, just look at the Steam. I mean, on Steam, like, the average people playing at one time is only like 1,000 or 2. Right. I mean, there might be 500,000 people that own the game, but there's not that many people playing at the same time.
Well, even then. So, I mean, how many people have bought GTA 5 on Steam? Is it something like 60 million or something? Or 6 million or something?
I don't know GTA's Steam numbers. I just know what people have been saying about the No Man's Sky Steam numbers. So I can't say anything for GTA.
I will double check, but
it'll be interesting how many play if we can get the concurrent player numbers for the first few days after the next update drops, that'll be interesting. Then you'll get a view for how many people are interested and have the game.
I remember when Next came out, and people were posting the concurrent players over an hour or something like that for Steam, and it was between like 20,000 and 40,000.
Right.
Okay.
Well, here you go.
So,
last 30 days, average players for GTA 5 Online was 59,000.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, and that's a 21% gain from last month, which was let's have a look, 48,000 roughly.
Yeah, that's a huge number. I'd be curious just to see if you can see what No Man's Sky was. I'm pretty sure it's between 1,000 and 2,000.
Let me just double check. Last month in June was 1,000, just over 1,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that was a 32% increase from the previous month, 785. So.
Yeah, and that's people hearing about Next and just jumping back on to see where they are.
When did the last update come out? Was it August?
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's been almost a year. So.
Well, August there was around just under 5,000 concurrent players that month. And then it dropped down to 2,000 the following month, 1,000 the month after that. And it stayed between 900 and 500 since.
Yeah, that's not many, is it?
No. But then again, don't forget, I think Steam was probably the worst release for the No Man's Sky because it had loads of bugs, didn't it? When it was released.
The initial PC release was really buggy and horrible. They had awful frame rate issues, as I recall.
Yeah, so I think... I mean, I don't know if you can get PlayStation.
You can. I was just going to say, I wish I could see the PlayStation numbers.
They hide them.
I'm sure it's probably comparable. I mean, I'm sure it's around. I mean, it's more popular. I think it's more popular on PlayStation than it is on PC.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just talking to people and just on average, more people say they play on PlayStation than PC. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you want to say, I would say maybe there's, I don't know. I don't even want to say a number. It's probably higher than 1,000.
Let's say altogether, there's probably around between 5,000 and 7,500 players on all platforms, so PlayStation and PC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so spread out amongst the galaxy. That's really quite thin, isn't it?
Yeah, take that 5,000 divided by 18 quintillion. Tell me how easy it's going to be able to find somebody or randomly run across somebody.
Like you said, last August when the update came out, that number the previous month was July was 827. It went up by 4,000 concurrent players. If obviously when multiplayer does get added and if griefing is made a thing, can you imagine how many people could come in just to grief people? I know obviously it's not. I know it's still not going to be comparable to like the size of the game and things, but you are still going to get a player base increase of pure assholes.
People can try to grief. I mean, but dude, still, like a solo player is never going to get found if they don't want to. I just don't. I mean, griefers are going to go to populated places. Like they're not going to look for empty space and try to randomly find somebody. They're going to go to like places that they know where people are. I mean, what's the point of griefing if you're just going to spend 90% of your time trying to find somebody when you can just go straight to a place and then you can get what you want done. You know what I'm saying?
They'll go to hubs. Yeah.
You know, like it's just the randomness of randomly coming across somebody in that game is almost impossible. I mean, I'm sure it happens. Like I'm sure I could go and win the lottery tomorrow if I really tried. I mean, but like it's just not gonna. It's not gonna happen. I mean, I just don't see it. I don't know.
I met one person randomly, but it was at when you first unlock the ability to warp.
Use portal.
Thank you very much, portal. Yeah. I'm getting old. Yeah, so that first place you go to where there's absolutely gazillions of sort of message
the comm balls.
And yeah, that's right. That's where I met them. So they'd obviously gone through just at the same time as I had, and we just happened to see each other. But other than that, I've never met anyone.
Yeah.
Just by random.
No, I'm completely the same, but it's like you do cross over like people's planets that they've been to as well.
Yep, done that.
Yeah,
so,
that I've done.
I'm just saying, like, there is. I still reckon there is a high, because remember before the game got released, everyone was saying like, was it 18 quintillion planets and stuff. And if you think there's still that many planets, and yet we still managed to cross over planets what someone else has already discovered before, I think by chance, not like purposely going to find.
But there are sort of seed areas, aren't there, around the edges? So I've heard of people.
Everyone starts from outside, don't they? Where is the middle?
Sure, and I'm pretty certain I've heard of people that get seeded. They start their game on a planet that someone else actually previously started on, so it's not an unknown planet. And when you get very close to the center, almost every system has been visited already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, everyone, there are a lot of routes through from the out to the in, and as you get further in, obviously everything gets compressed.
Yeah. Okay then. So, moving on from that then. So, obviously with these emails and things that have been sent out, we did get one a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago now, from Hello Games, asking if the community preferred live events and things. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah.
Was that on the sort of survey they asked us to complete?
Yeah, it was on the questionnaire. It was like 10 questions or something like that, or whatever.
So obviously one of the questions was asking us about live events, if players preferred those kind of things. Do you reckon they've had such a quick response to that they've implemented it into the current ARG?
I don't know. Listen, sure, they may be trying to tailor what they do to what the
response was.
Yeah, to what the people following the ARG want. But could they have responded so quickly? Maybe.
Well,
if they've got stuff pre-planned.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, because obviously it's Alison Smith who work on the ARG specifically.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they're dividing the time up, so obviously if Hello Games is obviously they are putting towards it, but obviously the ARG isn't their main focus. The game development is their main focus.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can see them. I can see, because obviously the ARGs is what Alison Smith does. That's what their business is. So I can see them obviously putting this out, giving Alison Smith the results, and then saying, we want to do some more live events kind of thing. So, I mean, live drops aren't that hard really to do, are they? They plan them, they notify, the community, and then, you can just go and do it. So to speak.
No, I don't think they're that hard at all.
No. What about the in-game events then? Because obviously,
that's probably just as easy.
You reckon? Do you reckon that?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all you got to do is just get. It's probably easier. All you got to do is get a portal address, like that. Just take that the London live drop. Like they had to contact that place and kind of agree for them to do this, and like that just takes a lot of planning and just a lot of communication between one party to the other. Where if you just tell people, oh, here, just show up at a portal address and just give out portal addresses, like there's no work in that at all, really.
No, I get that. Yeah. So I mean, it is, by the sounds of it, then it is completely plausible that it was that quick of a turnaround then.
I don't think it's that much of an issue.
No.
There's probably way more planning to get those that talk to that arcade place to get that shit all set, and then send them to, like, how many. Let me ask you a question. Like, each one of those people that went there got an envelope with a disc. How many did that guy have, like, underneath?
Yeah, I wonder that as well, because there was only 3 given out.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you could clearly see he grabbed them from underneath the counter. How many more of those things were there?
The play went
so,
off
like, did that guy keep any?
So. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but you don't know. I mean, like...
Well, they might have done
what happens if 10 people showed up? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's what the thing... They might remember with the New York live drop where they did the escape room, and they could only take...
Oh, there was loads for that.
Yeah, there was a load of people for that.
Yeah, but they only could take, was it 10 people or 5 people in the room at a time?
Yeah, they had to have 2 separate groups go in.
Yeah.
So, like, okay. I mean, so...
So maybe they had a limit on how many people they could, obviously, take, so they think, we can only try and do this escape room twice, so we only can have, so, like, maybe they do a similar thing with, like, the live drop this weekend where, we've only got a maximum of 10 discs, so if we're taking these people to this arcade, only 10 people can get a go on this machine or whatever.
Oh, man, that'd depress me so much if I was, like, the 11th person.
No, they have to arrange things so that everyone that turns up gets the same treatment.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just annoys people, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends, I suppose. I mean, they just picked at random, didn't they, with the people at that New York live drop with the escape room. I don't believe that they picked anyone for a specific reason. They just randomly picked people.
No, it's just whoever showed up.
Yeah.
I don't think any of these live drops have been hand-picked purposely to go. I mean, it's just whoever volunteers to go to these things.
Oh, I mean, when they're actually, like, if there's, like, loads of people at the event, like I said with the New York live drop, there was loads of people there. There was at least 20, 30 people there. And like I said, they could only take a certain amount of people in at a time. And say if they only were able to do it twice, like run the event, the escape room twice. Obviously, a specific amount of people.
Did people miss out then at the New York one?
Well, I don't think so.
Oh, I don't think everyone got to go in because they like I said, they took about 5 people in the first time, didn't they? And then they didn't manage to complete it, and then took another group in afterwards.
I'd have to go back and watch that because I think you're right. I think they actually did turn people away.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So I remember, like, obviously one person went in and streamed. I remember
two people did.
Yeah.
One, in the first group and in the second group.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I remember I'm pretty sure the first group there was an extra person in there because there was a guy with his young son who went in. So they took in more people than they should have done because obviously he's a dad and he had his son with him. So obviously there was a set amount of people they could only take in with them at a time.
It was a small room too. There's only probably so many people you could fit into a small room.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure there was at least 20 people who went to that event altogether, and there weren't 10 people in a group, was there? At a time there was less than 10 people.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure some people missed out on actually going in.
But the mechanism was we'll take in groups until somebody succeeds. Is it okay? So people that missed out were only missing out because they
it got solved.
It had been done.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then again, you don't know. I mean, they could have only just run it twice. I mean, in the current event when we're trying to save the dreamers, obviously one of them has died, and obviously there is failure conditions. So there might have been a failure condition for past live events like the escape room, where, like I said, we may have only managed to have like 2 tries or even 3 tries, and if we didn't get it,
then we won't release the Xbox version. Oh well, never mind.
But
that wouldn't bother me too much.
Yeah, Jeff has a pure hatred for the Xbox community.
No, it's not that.
You hate the people. That's terrible.
No. It's not that. It just like when No Man's Sky first came out, like the whole Xbox community was seeing like, oh, see, this game is trash. Like, good thing it's on Xbox. You PlayStation people, blah blah blah. I mean, like there was tons of hate from I'm sure not for the whole Xbox community, but there was a good amount of vocal Xbox people that were trashing No Man's Sky. I have a good.
don't.
I have a good friend that is a Xbox fanboy, and I had him come over and look at No Man's Sky like a couple days after it came out. And he's like, "Oh yeah, this game's trash. Thank God it's not on Xbox because this game is trash." Like those are almost his exact words. So I mean,
Right, okay.
like I mean, I'm not saying it's the whole community, but there is a
So,
faction of the Xbox community that hates everything PlayStation altogether.
I remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about this, and you were a bit salty about whether if Hello Games have specifically made content for the Xbox version or something, or focus on something just for the Xbox community.
No, I said that if they spent any time patching it for Xbox, it was a waste of time. Because like there's a ton of stuff that needs to get fixed just on the PlayStation and PC version of the game. So like any time they spent porting it over for Xbox, in my opinion, was a waste of time. They really needed. There's fundamental problems with the game that need to be fixed. So
okay, What's your thoughts on the exosuit? What's getting released just for the Xbox?
Oh, the green X visor thing.
Yeah. Only thing I'm going to say is that I will definitely be pre-ordering it on Xbox.
Are you actually getting it on Xbox?
Yeah. I'm going to get it on Xbox.
Oh, I'm disappointed, Chef. How are you going to have the time to play two games? I'd actually get bored of having to start over. Like, you know,
I love actually starting. That's the best part of the game.
I can understand when you first start over, or if you start over again after like playing it for however amount of hours. But it's the fact that you start over on, say, obviously with the system reset, you start over on PlayStation 4, and then you spend 3 or 4 hours, and then you go over and start a new game again, and just do exactly the same thing. What you done 3 hours earlier or 4 hours earlier.
I'll be excited to play on Xbox because there will be certain things that are on Xbox that are on PlayStation. If you know what I mean.
No, enlighten me.
I don't want to. Well, I mean, I don't want to get too detailed into it, but let's just say that there's going to be certain places that are on PlayStation that won't be on Xbox, so I can actually enjoy myself without having to have someone else tell me how to play my game.
Yeah, okay then. I can kind of gather what you're hinting at there.
But I'll be playing on both. I mean, I still have my PlayStation. Dude, I have like 3 accounts on my PlayStation, and every single one of those accounts has a No Man's Sky save on it.
Yeah.
So, I have like I said, I think the best part of No Man's Sky is actually starting over again.
Right.
Just that awakening and going and doing your thing, and like you see something like your game is different every single time, and I think that's what I like about it. I mean, yeah, you're still reaching towards the same goal, but just what you see when you start, how everything is set up, like everything is different every single time you play. Not like if I was to play like Tomb Raider. Like if I start a new game in Tomb Raider, it's going to be almost identical to my last playthrough.
Yeah, because the story is so scripted.
Linear.
Exactly. Where in No Man's Sky, if I start a new game save, like, who knows where I'm going to start? Like, where am I going to start? Like, what's going to be around me? And
once you reach a certain level of not competence, but once you've got your ship and your materials and your sort of setup and ready to sort of explore, it's then ends up reducing down to the same gameplay. It's no longer different.
That's true. That's very true. So
I've certainly reset every time, every update. I've started a new game just to experience it from the beginning.
So have I, because they've made so many fundamental changes.
Absolutely,
that just the story, just the Next itself, like there was so much story added to the beginning and the whole Atlas path and stuff like that. It was so much fun to start fresh and to see how it really should be played instead of just picking up my old save and just doing a couple new missions or something like that. Like, actually watching it unfold was really fun.
Okay then.
I'm not one of those people that like gets like so attached to my previous save. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care. I mean, like I'm not into like, oh, I want all my stuff saved, or I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not big into that. Like it's a game. Like, it's supposed to be there for fun. Like, it's not real life. I'm not getting paid by this game because of how long I've played or anything like that. I just want to have fun. So, I mean, like, I never intend on leaving the Euclid Galaxy. I'm never going to leave. So, I mean, like, reaching the center for me isn't really even that big of a deal because I know I'm never going to go there.
Yeah.
Did I tell you when I first in the first version of the game before the first update, I chased through to the center, and I didn't use one black hole. So
Wow.
blimey, it was a real grind. But
I can imagine.
Just seemed to take so long. But that was quite funny. And then sort of the anticlimax of no longer being in the same galaxy, which was, and not being able to get back.
Yeah.
I hope that's something that they fix in this one. I hope there's a way that they can transport you from galaxy to galaxy. That's really, I really feel bad because, you know what, there's a lot of community events that only happen in Euclid, and there's people that are a couple galaxies away from Euclid, and like they can't really, like, so say if I was in the third galaxy, like I never would have been able to go to the live event because I was stuck in that galaxy. Like, you know, like they make it a thing, like get to the center, and then then it kind of kills the game, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of ruins it. I mean, even completing the Atlas path, like the new one. I mean, I hope everybody by this point has completed it. Like, I don't want to say this is a spoiler, but I mean, like, no, once fine.
Carry on. If the game's 2 years old.
Yeah, I know. I know there's going to be someone out there really like, hey, I never completed the second Atlas path. You ruined it for me.
They close your ears for 5 minutes.
But I mean, even when you complete the new Atlas path mission, like at the end, like it counts down to 16, and then you get an option to go. You actually can pick what kind of galaxy that you want to be in, whether it's high resources or dangerous or something like that, and you leave. I mean, so it's not like it's. I mean. Actually, I think there's a choice where you could stay in Euclid, but I mean, majority.
I admit the whole galaxy thing has been quite linear, and it's been the way that they came at it is not very creative at all.
No, I don't think so either. I think they really screwed up. Just going to a different galaxy is kind of pointless.
Well, I also think that we shouldn't all start in the same galaxy. I think it should be like one of us starting one galaxy. Kind of thing, and you know, like when we just spawn in, when we first start the game, we just spawning completely randomly.
That would be cool, actually. As long as they make a way that where you can transfer from galaxy to galaxy, like I'd be totally cool with that. Actually, sounds like a really good idea.
Because you know, like you said, it makes it kind of sound like it's level based. So you know, everyone starts. Yeah, it's a massive level, but everyone starts on the same level. And then, you know, progressing elsewhere. But it's not, though, is it? Because obviously
the galaxy, it's just a separate.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Galaxy in the same level.
You're supposed to go from one galaxy to the next, aren't you? To the next,
Yeah.
Until you get to the end,
and then go back round again.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like the galaxies are of each level, kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. I understand, but if it was a level system, each subsequent galaxy will be slightly harder, either with less resources or more toxic planets or whatever it happens to be. But I don't think that's how it is, and I'm not sure. I quite like the fact that everyone starts in the same galaxy. I'm not sure I'd want to be in.
Well, I mean,
it's thin enough as it is without separating
if you go
us
to,
even
different
more.
Galaxies, you get like different things, don't you? There's different. Like the planets are a lot more stranger and things as well.
That's what they say. Like I've seen no confirmation of that anywhere.
So I mean, if that is the case,
I haven't been to enough.
Yeah, I mean, if that is the case, it would make more sense for people to, you know, just be put in randomly in any galaxy. You know, like everyone starts. I know what you mean when Jeff said like. Starting a new game, you don't know where you're going to be when you first start off. But you can almost guarantee, like, most of the animals look generally the same to some degree. Like, you get, like, the bloody mantis-looking insect things and, like, the floating brain monsters or...
yes, the we've all seen. But that's because that's because they have a finite set of body parts.
Oh, I agree.
And that finite number is too small to generate great variety.
Yeah, and they did say, obviously, like each galaxy, when you go to different galaxies, the animals look a little bit stranger and stuff. So it wouldn't
okay. I don't remember hearing that.
Like the planets as well, like certain planets, like are they infected again, Jeff, or something? Not infected, but like the ones which look like got like all the hexagons and stuff on the planets and things.
Oh yeah.
And like,
I mean, you could find those in Euclid. I've already seen all of the
well, that's what I mean.
Stuff, so
it's like it'd be interesting to everyone for everyone not to start on planets that look the same all the time. I just think the whole moving from galaxy to galaxy thing as a purpose or as a mission, I just don't think it works. And I just think it should be just the story. They should have focused more on the story to begin with, rather than.
Ultimately, like what I wish they would do is that just get rid of all the other galaxies, just make Euclid, make it a little bit bigger. And when you get to the center, like have it be something really special, like they said it was supposed to be. Whether it's all like a unique solar system where there's pre-made planets or something like that, and you can kind of go explore and just look at things, or maybe have like a final mission point at the center or something. Like they got to do something like that. Like the whole center, getting to the center thing, it's so bad. Like I mean,
it's quite weak.
I mean, for how much they like before the game came out, how much they were talking about, getting to the center, it's really mysterious and whatever.
They made out as if that's the main purpose of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and when then you get there, it's just like, this is trash.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, like, they've had all this time. Like, they should just really do something, make it. I mean, it doesn't take much. Like, they can pre-make planets, like, special ones, you know, like, even have the planets procedural in some way, but they could still, like, set parameters to make planets look really unique. Like, why don't you just have, like, at the center, like, be a really freaking unique solar, like, a system, and have, like, something to do with the Atlas. Like, maybe, like, the main Atlas is there or something, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, they could do so many other things, but the way it is right now, it's so bad, man.
Yeah.
Like, I just wish I don't care about going to a different galaxy. Like, you know what? If I get to the center and it shoots me back out, like, shoot me back out in Euclid. Like, there's so many more planets I can explore there. Like, I don't need to go to a different galaxy to explore. I mean, but just make it so that there's something cool happens, like a cutscene or something like that, or whatever. Like, I mean, just give me something other than what there is right now. I hope they really address that, because that's a really big downfall of the game.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think you're absolutely right.
All right, let's get off of No Man's Sky then for now.
Yeah, I gotta get off.
Okay. So obviously, we're 5 years into the current generation of consoles. We're looking at probably another 2 to 4 years before next consoles are released. Do you reckon the current generation of games and consoles has been a success?
I think PlayStation was a huge success, especially coming from PlayStation 3. Like, PlayStation 3 was trash.
Right.
PlayStation 4 was a huge upgrade. And not only this the console itself was an upgrade, the exclusive games have been fantastic for PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest mocks against Xbox. The system might be good. I'm sure it's comparable to PlayStation, but their exclusives are horrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I think what my problem is the number. I haven't played any of the only big main exclusive I've played of this generation is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, right.
That game is awesome.
I couldn't get into it.
Oh, couldn't you?
God.
No.
Oh, I want to play
it. The game is fantastic, man.
I really couldn't. As soon as I got out of the valley at the beginning of the game, I just couldn't get into it.
Did you get it on disc?
No, I got it on download.
Oh, okay.
So, but I usually get these bigger games on download because even if I don't like it, I'll put it down, I'll come back to it maybe 6 months later and give it another go.
Yeah, sure.
Whereas if I have it on disc, I'll be tempted just to get rid of it, and then I'll have to pay out more money again to buy it. again if I want to.
Much cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much cheaper. But if I bought it on release at £50, £60, sell it. Yeah, I might get £20 back if I sell it early enough. But then I'll probably have to pay out another £25 to give it back again. Yeah,
possibly. I understand.
So, and plus as well, I've got it whenever when I want to play it again in 3 or 4 years' time. I've still got it there. I can download it again and play it. But that's the only big first-party PlayStation game I played. I couldn't get into it. I don't see that as being the game's problem. I see that as being my problem, mainly because I'm not 24 anymore. I don't have the time to sit down and play games for that amount of time. Horizons, I don't know if the story's like a really long story, but it's the size of the world. It's exploring the world and putting the hours in that I want to put in the hours, and I can't just obviously just sit down these days and just try and concentrate on that game
and plow through it for 4 or 5 hours at a time.
And I also what I think it's the number of games compared to obviously the PS3 era wasn't that good, but the PS2 era, I mean, the amount of games that came out, which were also really good games though, was vastly outnumbered the PS4 era. I mean, I don't know if I'm just looking back at, rose-tinted glasses kind of thing and thinking that, but
probably.
But I mean, there's things like, I know if you compare them now, they're probably not as good as the games, but things like Spyro, what came out, Crash Bandicoot, what was it, Siphon Filter, things like Metal Gear Solid, what came out on it. There's all these games that came out on the PlayStation 2, and I think all I can think of right now for PS4 is Horizons, obviously Uncharted that came out as well. God of War, God of War, and the zombie one was coming out, the second one, by Naughty Dog.
Oh, Days Gone.
No, not Days Gone. The other one, by the guys who made Uncharted.
Isn't that called Days Gone?
No.
Oh, you mean the Last? You mean the Last of Us?
Last of Us 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Days Gone is. I want to say it's Santa Monica, but I don't think it is actually.
I can't remember who's making Days Gone. I'm interested in both of those. I played The Last of Us, the first one.
Yeah, but then again,
very much enjoyed that.
I mean, I'm still
standard.
thinking Days Gone is going to get outshone by The Last of Us. There's no doubt in my imagination like that. But I mean, if you don't include Days Gone, that's 5 first-party games in 5 years. Currently, obviously, we've still got at least 2 to 4 years of this generation left.
I'd need to see a list of.
I mean, don't forget. I mean, it's only 5 games, but there's been multiple Uncharted games, so I mean, you have to kind of add that in there.
I mean, just this generation.
There's been multiple ones for. There has been multiple ones for this generation. I'm pretty sure there's been at least 2.
Uncharted. They brought out the collection, didn't they? They brought out the collection, which was 1 to 3, and then they brought out Uncharted 4, and that's it.
Well, there was that other one with the 2 girls. They were part of the Uncharted.
That was kind of like a thingy, though, wasn't it? It was like, it's not DLC, but it was like a.
It's its own game.
Yeah, it's a full game.
It wasn't. It wasn't
a full game.
Critically acclaimed like the first Uncharted 4 was it?
Oh, I think people really liked it.
Yeah,
I know I did.
I don't class it as a game. Screw that. Screw that shit.
Well, okay then.
I mean, though, it's not like. I mean, it's compared to the full Uncharted series, so 1 to 4.
Yeah,
it's not to that level, is it?
I think you're right in that it started off as DLC, and as the story that they wanted to tell grew, they turned it into a standalone game in its own right.
But I don't think it got as pushed, though, did it? It didn't get as much push.
It's not as long as Uncharted 4, but it's still long enough to be considered a game in its own right.
Yeah.
And I very much enjoyed it. I liked being in that world, but not, having the change from not being in control of Drake for a change.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely didn't get pushed as much as Uncharted 4 did, though, did it? Like, marketing-wise?
No, of course not. Because the budget, I'm guessing, was a lot smaller, and they were relying on...
It wasn't being pushed as a AAA game, was it? Like, as its own AAA game. So I'm classing it like as AAA first-party games. So, like I said, like the main core series of them. But I mean,
if we're gonna go,
so that's I wouldn't class like No Man's Sky as one of the big first-party games for.
Sure, dude, it's a second seller behind Uncharted.
Yeah, but it's still not. We're not going to see a No Man's Sky 2, are we? And it's not going to be a PlayStation thing. I still can't see a second one being made.
I mean, I'm just looking online right now of like.
Yeah, me too. Last Guardian.
Yeah, Last Guardian, Shadow of the Colossus, Detroit Become Human, the Yakuza series.
Yeah, but Shadow of the Colossus is a remake, though, isn't it? So it doesn't count.
Bloodborne.
I'm looking at the same list, I reckon.
I just can't remember these games, though. Do you know what I mean? They don't
I need the internet.
Yeah, they just don't jump to your memory, though, do they?
I guess if you played them, they probably will.
Yeah, okay, that's granted. I mean, like when you think of PlayStation 2, I think the games are easier to jump to memory.
Don't forget Spider-Man's coming out like at the end of this year. Like that's going to be a big game for them. Like there's a lot of games for PlayStation. I mean, what does Xbox have?
Yeah, I'm not debating that at all. Xbox has been absolutely abysmal for first-party games, or even just big games in general. They've lost a lot.
They've been talking about Crackdown 3 for the past 4 years. Yeah. And it keeps on getting it late. Like I don't even believe that game's going to come out in 2019.
So, I'm just saying, like, for me personally, it feels like the quality might be there for the games, but it just feels like the numbers for games of high quality aren't as there as what previous iterations were.
So tying that back into your comment at the beginning about there's a new generation of consoles on the horizon. Yeah. How does that make you feel then? Are you thinking that we need the new consoles sooner, or push them back so that?
I don't think we need new consoles sooner, because I don't think we've reached potential of what. I mean, we never reached the potential of what the previous generation was. They even admitted that. We never reached the physical spec. Capabilities like the 360 before they even brought out the current generation consoles. So I don't think we're in dire need of upgrading hardware yet.
I disagree. I think that
so do I disagree with that too.
What we need, in my opinion, is we need consoles that have better processors and GPUs. Yep. But retain the same architecture that we have currently, because there's no problem with that. It's effectively a bespoke PC. It's reasonably easy to develop for, and we've got what we missed in the last generation was the things, certainly on PS3, was things like cross-party chat and all of those sort of usability stuff, because the consoles didn't have enough processing power to be able to do downloads in the background while you were playing a game. But that's fixed now. You can do all of that, and there's no need to change it. Keep the architecture the same. Just bung in some better processors, bit more memory, better GPU, and PS4 games will play on your PS5, no problem. But you will get PS5 only games that will take advantage of the better hardware.
Obviously, with you saying mentioning you couldn't chat whilst games were downloading.
Well, it was about cross-party chat on the PS3. Yeah. Your chat was only in game, whereas on the PS4, obviously, as I guess you know, you can set up a party and you can be in different games and still chat.
Yeah. So obviously that was you were able to do that by increasing the processor, right?
It's processor and memory as well, isn't it?
So
because they reserve some of the memory for the operating system to do that sort of stuff.
Okay,
so it's not taken by the game.
If you wanted to do that, then what are you wanting to do now? What's next?
Well, I don't need anything else, but I know that the market is demanding that the consoles are able to do native 4K, 60 frames per second, all of that stuff to compete with the PC market. And that's all that's really needed, is just beefier consoles so that you can feed the need for extra P's.
One thing I would like PlayStation to do is not sound like a freaking a rocket taking off, like when the fan gets hot. Like if they could just fix that, like I would be totally terrific.
Mine sounds completely fine. I don't know if it's because it's.
Does it?
Yeah, mine sounds.
It's fine. A fan broken.
Like, I mean, have you got yours enclosed in a closed area or something?
No, mine's out.
I think the best thing to do is you actually put your PlayStation outside, so it keeps it cool.
Yeah. But like, well, what was I just about to say? I was about to say something.
So we were talking about processing and extra stuff.
Oh yes. So obviously, I think the major plus point, obviously, on consoles is the fact that they are cheaper than PCs.
Yeah.
Right?
Cheaper. Not just that; it's a standard. So you buy the game, you put it in, and it'll play.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
haven't got to worry about all of the configuration guff that you have to go through on it.
So obviously, if you're trying to compete with current standard PCs and obviously future standard PCs, that means that generations of consoles are going to get shorter, aren't they? So, they might only last for 5 years, which means you're going to be spending more money out. Because obviously, if you're wanting to keep up with current PC standards, they change on a yearly basis almost, don't they?
Yeah, but you're not going to do that. I can't imagine Sony and Microsoft chasing it to that extent.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's a bit excessive doing it every year.
Those people that are upgrading their PCs like once a year are people that just want the newest stuff. Like, I've had a PC and I was able to play on it for like at least 4 years before I really had to upgrade my hardware. I mean, so those people that are doing it every single year, those are people that just want the latest and greatest stuff.
Oh yeah, but I'm just going to obviously the extreme. So, but what I'm saying is, if we get down to just every 5 years, so like a new consoles get brought out every 5 years, it's also they're gonna drive up the prices for the consoles as well, isn't it? Because it's going to be development costs are going to be all year round, developing new hardware to bring it out.
They're doing that already. They're doing that already.
But obviously they've got a longer time frame to do it, haven't they? They don't have to. They're not in a rush to get it out within 5 years.
But if the architecture stays the same, it's like the iPads, for instance.
Yeah.
The architecture largely stays the same. They just put in better.
Yeah, but you're still paying each generation of iPhones. You're increasingly paying more money for one, aren't you?
Yes, I think you're probably right.
Yeah, I mean the recent iPhone 10 was over £1,000.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but you don't have to buy it.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
You can buy an iPhone SE for a third the cost, or less than an iPhone.
Yeah, but I think
and still do the same things.
But I think with consoles though, we've gotten used to the fact with consoles, because they don't come out as regular as obviously new PC hardware does, that when a new console comes out, we buy the new console, don't we? Because we want to be current in the hardware.
Yeah, but traditionally you buy the new console because it's supported, or it comes with some new games that are only playable on that.
Obviously, no matter what console comes out, it's going to have console-specific games that come out on it. But I'm just saying the fact that if we're going to try and keep up with current and future, obviously, hardware and PCs, the generation is going to be shorter between consoles.
I don't think that's the aim, though. I don't think it's to compete on the same sort of timescale as GPUs.
But I'm just going. Was it Jeff who mentioned it, or was yourself who mentioned it about keeping up with PCs?
Well, yes, but it's a case of that sort of leapfrog thing, isn't it? Consoles. A new console comes out and they say, it's similar to a reasonably spec'd PC. and then 2 years later it isn't.
Yeah. But that's what I mean, though. If people do want to keep up with, obviously, because like you said, the other thing about consoles is they're cheaper and they're plug and play, aren't they?
Yeah.
And with that guarantee of obviously being cheaper than that, you've got to obviously accept that they're not going to be up to.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, of course you do.
It's the same with, like you said, when we were talking about VR last time, where VR headsets, PlayStation, are obviously maybe half as good or 75% to the level of a PC one.
I don't know, because I've only experienced the PlayStation VR.
Yeah, well, it's a cheaper alternative, isn't it?
It is, yeah, but I think I'm right in saying it's the one with the best consumer penetration.
Yeah.
Because it is, you don't need to have £1,000, $1,500 PC to power it.
Well, that's what I mean, though. Is you got to have that compromise, haven't you? Either
you do.
If you want the newest technology and the best graphics that you can get, you're gonna have to buy a PC.
Yeah, and that's right. Fine, go play.
Yeah, if you're willing to obviously be 2-3 years behind graphically, processor-wise, etc., you're gonna have to kind of stick with consoles.
Well, I like the console. I mean, as I said before, I've got a gaming-ish PC.
Yeah.
But I don't really use it. I stick with the console because it's so convenient to press a button, turn it on, 30 seconds, and I'm in game.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, getting back to the whole thingy point, I don't think it's a failure. I just think we need more time now before. I just feel like we need. It might even be the Xbox's fault that's making me feel this way. I just think because obviously usually you tend to get big games on both sides, and the fact that we've only got big games on one side, it feels like we haven't had as many big, amazing games come out this past 5 years. That might be entirely what it is.
Well, you could be right, but maybe it's because game makers are focusing on sequels and doing the same thing that they've done before because they sold well last year. So let's just do another one of those.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Sorry, my kids.
It's a conversational podcast. Don't worry.
Jeff's having a domestic.
It's all right. Jeff's fine. Just living.
I'm living life.
Yeah,
living the dream.
Yeah.
So let's just quickly finish off then, and Kings wants to talk about 2 games specifically. And
yeah, okay.
Go on. I'll let you go with it then.
Well, one I can definitely remember that I said that I played this week, which was. Do you remember it was mentioned in the E3? It was the Adventures of
Captain Spirit.
No, the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit.
Yeah.
It's like a sort of a free taster for Life is Strange 2.
Yeah.
It's about 2 hours. It's free to download, certainly on the PlayStation. I think it's on Xbox as well. Yeah, it's about a couple of hours. And if you've played Life is Strange, you'll know the sort of the format. Same development company, Don't Nod Studios. And it's wander around, see the objects, click a button to interact, and sort of work out the story. A few little puzzles and things to work out to get to the end. It was quite entertaining. Seems, there's some sort of dark themes going on there. So
yeah. I've never played Life is Strange, the first one, so.
Oh, it was lovely. I really enjoyed it. I didn't play the Before the Storm prequel.
Yeah.
The thing about Life is Strange was it had this curious sort of time turning mechanic where you could do a thing.
If you messed up,
not like it, wind back time, and then you could sort of do it again and make different choices. But yeah, I really enjoyed Life is Strange. I thought it's an episodic one, 5 episodes.
Yeah.
But worth checking out. I'm sure it must be quite cheap.
Well, if it's free, then definitely.
Well, Life is Strange
Spirit,
is free.
Captain
Spirit is free. Yeah, have a little go at it. It's quite interesting.
2 hours, not, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has it got a platinum? Has it got a platinum on it?
There's no trophies at all.
Oh.
It's there's nothing popped, and I assume it's because it is free and a sort of a demo type thing. Yeah.
Well, either way, it's a good idea to check it out.
Gosh, I never knew you were an achievement hunter, man.
I'm not, but I thought, you know, if it's 2 hours long and it's a free game, you may as well ask if there's achievements in there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're talking about achievements, please don't check out the few platinums I've got, because they're all really, really easy, cheesy ones.
Oh no! It's paid £1 for like some of the games on the store, and they're like, you know.
So the first platinum I got was. Do you remember on the PS3? There was the Harry Potter Wonder Book. It was called. So
no, I don't remember that.
All right. So it used the Move controllers and the camera.
Oh, great!
And you waved the wand, you know, the Move controller around as though it was your wand in different shapes to do the different spells.
Oh.
And the platinum in that you got just simply by following the story through, and it was
wow,
it was absolutely amazing.
Oh,
it was good. It was good though. If you like the Harry Potter universe, it was really quite good, but aimed at the younger audience, I think.
Yeah. And you also wanted to quickly talk about you had a bit of experience.
Oh, my VR. VR experience. Okay, yeah. So if you remember Star Wars Battlefront, the first one.
Okay, the first one.
The first one, they had a free DLC X-Wing VR mission
right
with it. So I was in game the other week. That's our version of GameStop, I think.
Yeah.
And I found a used copy for £3, so I thought, okay, fine, I'll pick it up. So I've not done any of the first-person shootery stuff, but I have had a little go at the VR flying an X-Wing around. And it's just amazing. It's really cool. Just the menu system of looking around your X-Wing and then getting in, and like with all of these VR experiences, it's all about the presence. You know, you're sat in the cockpit and you can look around at all of the controls around you, and you can even turn around and look at the R2-D2 sort of robot swivelly head thing behind you. Sorry, I'm not really a Star Wars aficionado.
No, I'm looking forward to the Star Wars game that they're currently working on.
Okay. They're doing a new one.
Yeah, I think they're using the assets from the Amy Hennig game that they cancelled late last year. And they moved it over to another one of their studios.
Yeah, what happened with that? Because she left Naughty Dog after rows about Uncharted 4.
And then she went to work with EA.
Yeah, she was going to do a proper story mode thing for Star Wars. And
I think they worked on that for 2 years and then they cancelled it.
Poor woman.
Yeah, well, she's gone on to make her own studio now anyway, so...
at least she won't get cancelled on her own then.
So,
well, let's see what she does. Because, I've enjoyed the Uncharted stories. I don't know how much of her was in the last.
I don't think... I'm not sure if she did... Or at least she wasn't lead writer, I don't think. I know she was on The Last of Us, though. She was.
Oh, was she? Okay.
Yeah, she was the brains behind The Last of Us, I do believe. But yes, let's leave that there then, guys.
Yes, we've gone on too long.
Yes, this has been episode 40 of the Galactic Explorers Podcast. We did 40. Yeah, 40. The big 4-0. I'm only 11 years off from that now myself. So yes, guys. Thank you all for joining us so much. We really appreciate it. Make sure you do leave a like, give us some comments, let us know what you think about what we talked about today. And yes, thank you guys for joining me as well. Jeff and Kings, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's been fun.
Yeah, it really has been. And from us to you guys, we shall see you next time.